Happy Peeps, it's Suzanna here today, and I am sharing this layout with you using a digital cut file from a new company for me. PaperPassionPosh is the name of the company. I was asked to share a review with you about using her digital cut files. She has a shop over on Etsy, and so what I did was I broke apart the file personally myself. So it's the sunflower just as is cut in yellow there. I wanted that brown. It's a craft cardstock behind the center of the sunflower, and then I wanted to back that in orange, and so I literally traced, duplicated the file, cut off what I didn't want, and then just trimmed down with my scissors that orange. Then I recut the file for the greenery, and so again the bottom half of the file I just used my knife in Silhouette Studio so that I was left with the green. I duplicated the file, and so that I was able to get the greenery for the bottom of the sunflower, for the leaves and the stem, and you'll see in a little bit that I debate back and forth as to whether I want to put that innard in the stem of the sunflower or just leave it as it is. I'm using liquid adhesive when I do fine detail applications like that. So there's the center. When I do fine detail applications, I like to use my liquid adhesive. So I left the intact file so that I knew where to put everything, and then that way I could just snip it off and still know where the stem was going to go. See, back and forth, I'm like, I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it, and I end up not going with it because I liked the shadow of not having it there against the striped pattern paper there. So these pictures are of my daughter and I. We went to here in the part of Richmond or Virginia that we live in. We have a lavender farm, and a couple of years ago she and I had made lavender honey ice cream, and we had bought culinary lavender in order to do that, but we misplaced it, couldn't find it, and it was probably time for some fresh lavender, culinary lavender anyway. So we went out to Lavender Fields Farms, and they happened to have these sunflowers. I love sunflowers, and I will stop and pose in front of a sunflower any day. And so these are the pictures that we took while we were out in those fields there. So the rest of this layout I am going to stash bust. I loved the colors of the Stargazer collection from Dear Lizzie, and that is what I backed the cardstock so I used yellow cardstock for the digital cut file, and then I used the craft in the center. Then that orange and the two greens are from the Dear Lizzie Stargazer collection, and I am going to stash bust through that. That background paper is also Dear Lizzie, and I pulled out some of those cards right there are Cocoa Daisy. I was actually a subscriber to Cocoa Daisy long before I designed for Cocoa Daisy, and those cards are from way back before when I was a subscriber. Those circles are enamel circles, and that's from Heidi Swap. Those are probably also from Tuesday Morning. This little collection of embellishments that I'm going to rifle through here are from Amy Tangerine. Those are also from Tuesday Morning. So I'm busting through a fair amount of Tuesday Morning goodies that I have purchased and hoarded, as well as some other random bits and pieces that I pulled to go with the kit. And the reason that I pulled these things is those of you who follow my work know that I like to do color combinations, and so I pull my kits based on color combinations. There's plenty of other things that I could have used, but I try not to get overwhelmed with things when I pull things. So I kind of rifle through my embellishment collection and my journal cards, and I'd say that I probably gather about 6 different things, and then I leave it at that, because otherwise I could spend forever building a kit for one page, and that's just silly. So I really wanted that hidden journaling. I wanted that pop of orange there to tie into the orange behind the sunflower, and so I put it in a glassine bag just so that you could remove it. Again, this hidden journaling is not because I don't want you to read what I have to say, but because that's just the way that it worked out nicely. These are really, really, really old rub-ons from October Afternoon, a company that is no more, but a company that I hoarded. This has a 2009 date on the packaging. And so what I loved about these rub-ons is that you could just rub them on with your nail like I did here. These are cork butterflies from Magenta. I am going to rip it as I try and pull it off, and you can see I've tossed it away in disgust because I can't figure out how to do it. And so I also have the chipboard embellishments and the stickers from accompany the Dear Lizzie collection that I got at Tuesday Morning, and I'm using those for pops of color throughout the page. And I'm going to go back and forth between these stickers and the chipboard pieces. So I really love this love, but I'm really trying with my titles to use more than Love This Girl, or just kind of generic titles that use the generic words that come in the packaging. I'm trying to make them make more sense and make them relative to the page. And because it's sunflowers, I'm going to go with Love and Sunshine. But you can see I'm not sure how I'm going to accomplish that, but you know I want to use that love because I've stuck it on my scissors over there as to placehold it to remind me I want to use it, but not sure how to do that. So I have 2 clusters that I'm going to build here. One at the bottom left, which you already see, and then where that shiny butterfly is, that's actually a sequins butterfly. That is from an old studio calico. I had that left over from a layout that I worked on, and I think I posted recently. So that's sitting up there. And while I'm kind of mulling over how that's all going to come together, I am using some SpiegelMom Scraps sequins, and this is back from when I designed for Jody, and this collection, it's a wood grain, is white oak. When she had 3 different wood grains that she released, sort of different intensities of the wood grain, and I really like the way that they fill those circles and add some shadow and some depth to the sunflower center. So that's how I'm going to finish off that digital cut file. So a little bit more about Dee's cut files. So Dee owns PaperPassionPosh. She has a whole collection of files. She has bundles as well. So prices range from about $2 to about $6, and that higher price range are bundles, and it's worth the $6 personally. See, I'm back to the butterflies. I really, really wanted to use them and found a way to make them work. I mold that over too. So sorry, I digress. Back to the cut files. So this sunflower was $1.91, which I think is reasonable. It's a very intricate cut file, and I love that it cut clean. I find that with some cut files, people don't realize when they're creating digital cut files that when you cut it out, I personally want it to be in one piece. And if I have to piece it together and figure out where the center of the O goes, that gets really frustrating. I was just using the O as an example. So I love that her files come out clean as one file. Dee also has a Facebook page, so you can join that group, and she shares weekly free files over there. This is a Cocoa Daisy cut file. See, I'm all stuck on cut files now. 3x4 card, pocket card that I just fussy cut because I really like the way that that brown complements the center of the sunflower and the cork butterflies that I'm using from Magenta. Again, really old from my stash. And so I want to put something up there in that top right-hand corner. So in a way, this page is drawn together because there's an X that's created on the page. So you have that top left to bottom right that's created by the angle of the sunflower and the stem. And then the top right draws down to the bottom left through those embellishments that I have there that draw your eye through the photo where the journaling is hidden as well. And it's what's interesting about this is that I have those horizontal stripes, and then I have the horizontal elements in the embellishment clusters and in the title, but they're drawn together by that X, and they're sort of grounded by that X as well. So yeah, an interesting design, not my usual 3 clusters, but still not too busy that you don't see what the photos and or the title are about. So these are the close-ups. I hope you are inspired to head over to PaperPassionPosh and give these digital cut files a try. Enjoy the close-ups. Thanks, Dee, for letting me use one of your files. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping in today. Take care.